Hey friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel, I just share some of the thoughts, ideas that I've been thinking about, some of the things that have been going on in my life. And in today's video, basically, I just want to talk about some of the insights that I got from PTYA. So I've been listening to it since yesterday, or basically just watching PTYA, the pre-recorded one, on my phone during the day. So I watched quite a big chunk of it yesterday, so I think 1/3 of it. And today I also watched maybe another extra 20% or like 30%. And uh, it has given me lots of hope. So basically, things to look forward to, or like just basically believe that I can make this YouTube thing happen, especially on my main channel. Mostly because I've been like, I think one thing that has been holding me back was the fact that I'm a bit of a like, I really like when things flow, and I really like when things flow seamlessly, but also that takes a lot of time and effort. And to be honest, given my like the things that have been going on in my life, I really haven't had time to dedicate to that, and I didn't want to overload myself too much. I'm hoping slash planning that by September I will be able basically to get in the flow of this and just uh, hit the gas on the YouTube thing and also on the podcast. Mainly because right now I'm in between period where I do have a lot of work that I need to do in terms of my day job, and also I'm um, I'm just gonna go back to Morocco in like 1 week or something like this. So I really won't have time to settle back into a routine where I can be consistent and like spend time on myself and invest in these things, and that's okay. But it's also a good thing because whenever I'm away on vacation or like spending time on my family, I find that I tend to read a lot and get a lot of inspiration. So I think that's really good for my mental health, and basically coming back with a reinvigorated attitude towards this whole thing. And basically just have been thinking about it a lot, but basically today I think I do want to start putting into practice some of the things that Ali has been sharing in the PTYA, and I think the thing that will help me the most is if basically my first video that I made on this current main channel is like my favorite one. Is 1 minute and a half video where basically it's very energetic, very Casey Neistat style, and I absolutely loved it. But basically, when thinking about the long term, I didn't see how that could fit into longer style videos. But now, basically, like from the framework that Ali is teaching, like basically title, thumbnail, and hook. These are the most important things that you need to work on. So like that's the 80-20 rule. And this is the 20% that you need to invest the most in, and that will give you the most results in terms of the 80-20 rule. And so basically just front load effort onto these things. But basically I think one like absolutely mind-boggling thing is like generally how AI will help, like is helping speed up all of these processes. Basically Ali was using ChatGPT for a lot of the demos that he was doing in PTYA, and basically it's super cool to see what that process looks like. And just to realize how easy it is now to take advantage of those tools, just to have a starting point for, like, just to avoid blank page syndrome, and basically be able to start somewhere and improve upon that. And that's definitely something that I've been struggling with when it comes to doing these things. And so just seeing how basically, like, you can ask, I mean, obviously, depending on the topic, it needs to be a bit more personalized, and I need to spend more time on that. But it just helps, like, to know that these tools are available and that I can actually use them to have a good starting point. Will help me basically get over the hump of getting started with videos and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I'm just super, super excited about the prospect of this working out. And I really, really can't wait to see how I'm gonna be able to put into practice these things. And it's okay for some things to take time. I just know that I mean, at least now, it's okay for me to just absorb as much information as possible, because this is just the phase that I'm in. And I think me as a person, I tend to, like, basically front load a lot of the information. I like learning a lot about something and then slowly practicing it. And usually, for example, when I was reading about the second brain, the second brain stuff from Tiago Forte, I just read the whole book in like 1 week or something like that. I don't remember how long it took me to actually read it. But basically, a lot of the concepts that I got from the book I'm using, but incrementally. Like right now, I just have the base things. Like I just have the para folders and everything set up. It's just a system for me to, like, I'm just also taking copious notes on my second brain. And that helps a lot because I just took the core concepts and, like, let time distill my knowledge of that information, so that I only focus on the most important things. And right now it's okay for me to absorb all of this information because that basically builds the foundation of what I can improve on, like just knowing the stuff that I can improve on and how I can improve on it is really helpful. I mean, I don't want that to stop me, like to be analysis paralysis, but I definitely see a path to green or a path forward. I mean, I'm using path to green because that's just the terminology that we use for our projects. Like when we were blocked and we're looking for a path to green. Because basically we have statuses and basically it's like basically a red light. So pretty straightforward. When things are going well, it's green. When basically that's when things are on track with our expected deadlines, and then when things are have some risks, it's yellow, and then red if things are blocked and we're gonna miss our deadline. So yeah, it's an interesting sidetrack, but anyway, I'm just seeing basically how do you say? I'm seeing the blocks fit in much more easily. That helps me be optimistic about the future on this, because I know I'm capable of making it happen. I think there are just 2-3 short-term things that I need to take care of. I have a few interviews that I'm gonna be going through for next week, so I'm gonna be dedicating some time to that. I also have this one student that I'm helping out. She has this big project due next week, and I think she needs a lot of help there. So I'm just helping her there. So that takes up a big chunk of my time. And also, obviously, I have a day job, so that's not something to forget. I also am going to the gym to be able to just stay in shape and like keep my brain healthy, and also hit my monthly Apple Watch challenges. So so yeah, and that's completely okay. I'm also trying to stay semi-consistent with my reading habits. So I think right now what helps me a lot is that, I mean, except for today where I spent a lot of time on Instagram, but usually, I mean, lately I've been reading more and basically like prioritizing reading, just because I noticed that whenever I would watch YouTube videos and stuff, I would not feel that great after that, and I would feel very sleepy. So, whereas whenever I watch, like whenever I read a book or listen to a book, I just come off from the book with so much energy that I'm able to put into my job and the other stuff that I'm doing. So yeah, just been noticing that I'm enjoying reading way more than watching stuff on Netflix or on YouTube. So that's what's currently happening for me right now, and it has helped me a lot. Like as I mentioned, I think I read like 3 or 4 books while I was in Morocco. Let me confirm that, or at least finished 3 or 4 books that I had already started. Like for sure, I finished at least. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I finished one book that I had already started, which was Unconditional Parenting, and read 3 books from scratch. Uh, like I think one of them I read in one day. It was the uh, the third door. Yeah, I think that one I read in one day, and by Alex Vanayan. And then I read the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, the Navalmanac, which was really insightful. And then read The Go-Giver, which is a shorter book, I guess. I mean, I think both I think these 3 books were a bit short, so that's why that's what explains that I was able to read them so fast. But right now, I'm currently reading Fooled by Randomness, which I absolutely love. Honestly, this author, I just wanna hug him. It's like freaking amazing. Like just putting into words some, you know, applications of like reasoning and basically logical thinking into day-to-day life, and basically how experts, like even statisticians or people who are probability experts, tend to be fooled by randomness in a way. And I've just been really enjoying it, and I definitely recommend this book for anyone who's into this kind of stuff. I also started reading The Expectation Effect, about like basically about how our mind expects like basically our expectations shape our life, and so like the thing about this book is that it's not uh, it's completely evidence based, and it explores the psychological perspective of this expectation effect, which uh, was a bit, popularized in some popular nonfiction books like The Secret or some other stuff like that. But those books don't have any, let's say, papers behind it, or any, you know, uh, any rigorous scientific research behind it. Whereas this book, The Expectation Effect, is uh, focusing on that end, like basically just looking at that phenomenon from a scientific perspective, and like basically like just helping the reader make the most of this expectation effect and basically use it to their advantage. And I've been also really enjoying it. I also started reading the book Impromptu, Amplifying Our Humanity Through AI by Reid Hoffman with ChatGPT, with GPT-4. I think he's the CEO of OpenAI. Anyway, he works at OpenAI, and he's on the board of Microsoft. I think OpenAI was bought by Microsoft a few years back. So yeah, it's been really interesting. It's a book that our director, the director from my org, has recommended, and I think it's the one that they're currently using to base their generative AI strategy on. So I mean, not strategy, but basically implementation. Like, because in my org, it's not a generative AI org per se. It's let's say a more business-oriented org. But basically, I think generative AI now is touching every aspect of business and can be used to basically, let's say, supercharge any business or any work stream. And basically, they're trying to implement it, like get it into our day-to-day lives as fast as possible. So kind of looking forward to having some automated coding tools. I don't know if they will apply to our internal systems because our internal systems are kind of weird, but it would be super cool to have a Gen AI tool trained on our internal systems, which could help us develop faster and like just make our lives so much easier. But also our internal systems are a bit legacy, so I don't know if it would be a good idea to train it there. But it would also it would just be helpful for it to be familiar with our systems and also with the best practices, and basically implement those best practices to our legacy system to improve the quality and just decrease the fragility of our systems. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that affects my day-to-day as a software engineer. So far, it hasn't that much, mostly because we're not really allowed to use any of these tools because of privacy reasons and security reasons. But I think when we do, it will be super cool for us to use. Yeah, just really have been really excited about this generative AI stuff in the past couple of days. Like, I know there was some hype a while back about this, and the truth is I was too busy to investigate it further. I just kept hearing about it everywhere, but I didn't fully experiment with it, and actually use it for stuff that I actually need. But now I definitely see how that can be super freaking helpful to help me in all areas of my life, especially with getting this YouTube thing started. If it makes it easier for me to have my outlines and basically my hook for video ideas, I think it's very I think it will take away all the stuff that that I kind of feel is holding me back, and basically unleash my ability to make videos. So I definitely plan on making full use of it once I'm really back on this YouTube making thing. So probably in September I will go full throttle on this and just start leveraging these things. So yeah, also usually I think it's easier for me to make changes after the summer is done, because then I would have come back from my vacation, I would have spent time with my family, and then I can start my like basically start something new and have some runway before I have to break out of that something new. Like basically start a habit, like doing something consistently, and basically decrease the likelihood of me getting out of that habit by just having just stability in my life, and like having a boring life where I'm just following my routine without too many interruptions, because interruptions don't really help me, and I really like it when my routine is stable. Also, I mean, probably you could see by before I took some time off here, or before I even went to Morocco, that I was getting a bit burnt out, and my perspective was getting a bit narrowed down. But now it really helps to have been away for a little while, and now I'm just gonna be working for the next week, like really working hard on some of the projects that I have on hand. And after that, off to vacation, and then we'll spend, I mean, almost a month. I think I will be working from home for like let's say 5 days at most, 5 or 6 days in Morocco, and I will mostly be on vacation, so that will be very, very helpful. And I have a few long trips. Like I really like long trips, because they give me time to think and just like uh, uh, window gaze. I don't know how you say it, but enjoy the landscapes, and that helps me think and realize how beautiful the world is and how many possibilities there are. Because it's easy to get stuck in your own little bubble when you're in the same place. So I really like these opportunities to just reflect on long car journeys or train journeys or flights. So yeah, just also looking forward to those. So yeah, I think that's all I had to say for today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. You can click here to watch my previous video on this channel, so the one right before this one, and you can click here to watch my latest video on the channel overall. So yeah, I hope you're having a fantastic day, night, whichever time of day it is where you are right now. Bye for now, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.